students. Jai Hind, my dear student. Jai Hind, my dear friends. Students, we are dealing with the chapter the sexual reproduction in the flowering plant. In this chapter, we have already discussed the male reproductive organ of the flower, that is the stamen. We have already covered that portion. Now, the female reproductive part is going on. In this part, students, I have already discussed the structure of the pistil or the carpel as well as the structure of the megasporangium or the ovules. So I have already told you that we will divide that segment into 4 parts, that is the structure of the pistil, structure of the ovule, then megasporogenesis and formation or the development of the female gametophyte, that is the embryosac. Clear? So far, student, we have covered the structure of the pistil as well as the structure of ovules. Now through this video I am just going to explain you about the structure and the development of the embryosac as well as the megasporogenesis. Clear? So let us continue with the development of the functional megaspore or the process of megasporogenesis. Clear? So student, I am just going to tell you the definition of the megasporogenesis. जैसे आपने माइक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस को देखा था कि द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ माइक्रोस्पोर इन द माइक्रोस्पोरेंजियम, in the same way megasporogenesis is the process of formation of a megaspore in the nucleus or inside the ovule. Clear? Again I am telling you, it is the process of formation of a functional megaspore inside the ovule. Clear? Let us discuss कैसे megaspore का formation होता है. Clear? Now focus here on the board, students. Now you can see initially in the immature ovule the condition is this. These are the integuments and this is the nucleus. The entire ovule remain filled with the nuclear cells. Clear? And all the cells of the nucleus, they are diploid in nature. Clear? So at the time of development of the megaspore, what happens? Clear? Towards the micropylar end आप देखोगे lower side, this is the chalazial end, this is the micropylar end. जिधर micropyle होता है, that end is called as the micropylar end. So towards the micropylar end, one of the cell of the nucleus, it enlarges in its size. Clear? And it is differentiated from the rest of the cells as it contains enough cytoplasm, dense cytoplasm, a prominent nucleus. Clear? Large size, prominent nucleus and dense cytoplasm. And now this cell is called as the archisporial cell, or we also use the term megaspore mother cell. स्टूडेंट और भी डिटेल में हम जा सकते हैं मगर वहां इसकी कोई जरूरत नहीं है. We have to stick to the NCERT contents only. Clear? So one of the cell of the nucleus, it is converted into megaspore mother cell. आप देख सकते हो MMC. It is also known as the archisporial cell or archisporium. The ploidy of the archisporial cell or the megaspore mother cell is 2N. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये अक्सर एग्जामिनेशन में पूछा जाता है. Clear? So now this megaspore mother cell or the MMC undergoes meiosis cell division. Clear? You have to focus here, students. So this megaspore mother cell undergoes meiosis, result in the formation of 4 megaspores. At the end of meiosis, first 2 megaspores are formed. This is called as megaspore dyad. Now at the end of the meiosis second, the 4 megaspores are formed. This is called as the megaspore tetrad, a group of 4 megaspores. Clear, student? Now after that what happens? Now 3 megaspores are degenerated. Here you can see 3 megaspores are degenerated and 1 remains functional. This is called as the functional megaspore. The ploidy is always, and all these megaspores are haploid in nature. अब इन 4 मेगास्पोर में से 3 मेगास्पोर डीजनरेट कर जाते हैं स्टूडेंट और एक फंक्शनल मेगास्पोर रहता है. अब आप देखोगे अलग अलग बुक में अलग अलग तरीके से मेंशन किया हुआ है. आप देखोगे कहीं पे माइक्रोपाइलर एंड की तरफ जो मेगास्पोर होता है वो रिटेन कर जाता है, वो फंक्शनल रहता है, बाकी ऊपर के 3 जो है वो डीजनरेट कर जाते हैं. क्लियर? So it varies from plant to plant. It varies from plant to plant. अलग अलग plant में अलग अलग तरीके से ऐसा देखा जाता है. Clear? But here you have to focus that the megaspore towards the micropylar end it remains functional. Clear? And the rest of the megaspores are degenerated. Clear, student? So now so far I have covered the process of megasporogenesis. यहां पे मैंने आपको मेगास्पोरोजेनेसिस के बारे में बताया. क्लियर? किस तरह से मेगास्पोर का फॉर्मेशन होता है, यानी मेगास्पोर मदर सेल अंडरगोज मियोसिस. क्लियर? एंड एट द एंड ऑफ मियोसिस 4 megaspores are formed. You can see out of the 4 megaspores 3 are degenerated and 1 remain functional, and that is called as the functional megaspore. Clear, student? The ploidy of functional megaspore is N. It is always haploid in nature. ये आपको अच्छे से जानना है. Clear? अब now this functional megaspore it undergoes the developmental process and it give rise to the embryosac or the female gametophyte. Clear, student? Now come to the next part, that is the development of the female gametophyte or the embryosac. Clear, student? Now here you can say this functional megaspore. ये सारी चीजें स्टूडेंट आप देख सकते हो सब न्यूक्लियस के अंदर ही हो रहा है. All these processes are going inside the nucleus. Clear? Because these cells are taking the nutrient from the nucleus only. Nuclear cells provide nutrition to the developing embryosac. Clear? अब देखो हमारा जो नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है that is the embryosac development or development of the female gametophyte. Clear? This functional megaspore it enlarges in its size. Here you can easily see. Clear? Now its nucleus undergoes 3 successive mitosis cell division or mitotic cell division. Clear, student? यहाँ पे आपको फोकस करना है the cell division which is involved is the mitotic cell division or mitosis cell division. Clear? And this retain the ploidy. Clear? आपने देखा था मियोसिस यहां पे हो रहा है एट द टाइम ऑफ मेगास्पोरोजेनेसिस. यहीं पे होता है स्टूडेंट केवल मियोसिस एट द टाइम ऑफ गैमीट फॉर्मेशन. क्लियर? उसके बाद मियोसिस यहां पे नहीं होगा कहीं पे. उसके बाद जो भी डिवीजन होता है सब माइटोसिस सेल डिवीजन होता है. सो दिस फंक्शनल मेगास्पोर, हियर इज द फंक्शनल मेगास्पोर, इट enlarges in its size and undergoes 3 successive mitotic division. क्लियर? पहला माइटोसिस डिवीजन खत्म होता है तो 2 न्यूक्लियस बनते हैं. एंड नाउ दीज 2 न्यूक्लियाई व्हिच आर फॉर्म्ड एट द एंड ऑफ द फर्स्ट माइटोटिक डिवीजन दे रीच टू द अपोजिट पोल्स. नाउ सेकंड माइटोसिस डिवीजन टेक्स प्लेस. नाउ 2 nuclei are formed here and 2 are here. Clear? And similarly third mitosis takes place, result in the formation of 8 nuclei. यहाँ पे here you have to focus that the nuclear division is free nuclear type. Clear? यानी nucleus divide without the cell wall formation. तो initially 8 nuclei are formed, 4 towards the upper portion, 4 towards the lower. हम लोग कह सकते हैं कि 4 nuclei micropylar end की तरफ और 4 nuclei chalazial end की तरफ फॉर्म हो जाते हैं. Now these nuclei they are rearranged and they give rise to the functional embryosac. Clear? Now the cell wall formation takes place, student. आप यहाँ पे देखो there is a group of 3 cells, यानी 3 न्यूक्लियाई ऊपर चले जाते हैं and they are surrounded by the cell wall, यानी cell wall formation takes place. So a group of 3 cells is formed towards the chalazial end. And these cells are called as the antipodal cells. The ploidy of the antipodal cell is N. Always all the 3 cells are haploid in nature. Clear? Towards the micropylar end आप देख सकते हो there is a group of 3 cells. 3 सेल का ग्रुप होता है. Out of these 3 cells, the 2 cells are known as the synergid cells, and the ploidy nature of the synergids are also N. Clear? ये synergid cells हैं. And there is a large cell, this is called as the egg cell or the female gamete. The ploidy of this egg cell is also N. So the 2 synergid cells and the 1 egg cell, they together form the egg apparatus. Clear? और ये egg apparatus student it remains towards the micropylar end in a mature ovule. Clear? And the two nuclei, they remains in the center, and these two nuclei are called as the polar nuclei, and this is the largest cell, this is called as the central cell. Clear? Sometimes student, what happens, these two nuclei they are fused and they make the secondary nucleus, और तब उसकी ploidy 2n हो जाती है. Clear? Otherwise all the nuclei which are there in a mature embryo sac, they are haploid in nature. Clear? They all are haploid in nature. So this is the structure of a mature embryo sac, student. So a mature embryo sac or the female gametophyte is 7-celled 8-nucleated structure. Clear? A female gametophyte or the mature embryo sac, you can see here, आप देख सकते हो, it is 7-celled and 8-nucleated structure. Clear student? So this is the explanation about the development of the female gametophyte or the embryo sac. अब 2-3 चीजें मैं और आपको बताना चाहता हूं स्टूडेंट, कि अगर embryo sac develops, if the embryo sac develops from a single megaspore, so such kind of development is called as the monosporic development. ऐसे embryo sac के development को हम लोग मोनोस्पोरिक डेवलपमेंट बोलते हैं, और इसका एग्जाम्पल होता है पॉलीगोनम और ओइनोथेरा टाइप. क्लियर? उसके बाद अगर 2 मेगास्पोर्स आउट ऑफ दीज 4, if 2 megaspores are involved, such a development is called as, or the embryo sac is called as the bisporic embryo sac. The best example is the allium. Clear? यानी bisporic embryo sac development में 2 megaspores are involved. In the same way आप देखोगे tetrasporic embryo sac में all the 4 megaspores are involved. Clear? यहाँ पे कोई भी degenerate नहीं करता है, and all the 4 megaspores are involved in the formation of embryo sac. Clear student? ये एक अलग से ही chapter है which is not included in your syllabus. उसको बताने का कोई मीनिंग नहीं है स्टूडेंट, बताने के लिए I can explain it, but it's useless here at this point. Clear? Because this is not included in the syllabus of the NEET or any other competitive examination based on class 12. So better you focus on this. आपको केवल इतना जानना है, आप इतना जानिए कि if a single megaspore is involved, such development is called as monosporic. If embryo sac develops from 2 megaspore, this is called as bisporic. If all the 4 megaspores are involved, this is called as the tetrasporic embryo sac. Clear? So student, in this way I have explained you about the structure of the embryo sac or the female gametophyte. Clear? So now we have completed the 2 important topic today, that is the megasporogenesis. Megasporogenesis, it is the process of formation of megaspores inside the ovule from the megaspore mother cell. Clear student? अब ploidy nature में आपको एक बार फिर से बता दूं, megaspore mother cell, this is always 2n in number. उसके बाद आप देखोगे functional megaspore, ये हमेशा haploid होता है, n in number. The ploidy of the nucleus की जो cells होती है उसकी ploidy हमेशा 2n होती है, इंटेगुमेंट की सेल्स की प्लॉइडी हमेशा 2n होती है. क्लियर स्टूडेंट? मेगास्पोर्स हमेशा हैप्लॉइड होंगे, और फीमेल एम्ब्रियो सैक इज आल्सो हैप्लॉइड इन नेचर. ऑल द सेल्स आर हैप्लॉइड इन नेचर. क्लियर? ऑल द 3 एंटीपोडल सेल्स आर हैप्लॉइड इन नेचर. The 2 synergids, they are also haploid in nature. The egg cell is also haploid in nature. Clear? 2 synergids and this egg cell, it makes the egg apparatus. Clear student? बाकी स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ सिनर्जिड में थोड़ा सा मैं आपको बता देना चाहता हूं कि इफ यू विल सी द सिनर्जिड सेल्स, आप देखोगे टुवर्ड्स द बेस some finger like projections are there. These are called as the filiform apparatus. आपको जानना चाहिए filiform apparatus. Clear student? Now this filiform apparatus, it's guide the entry of pollen tube at the time of फर्टिलाइजेशन. जब पॉलन ट्यूब यहां से एंट्री लेती है तो उसकी एंट्री को ये गाइड करेगा। यहां से पॉलन ट्यूब अगर एंटर करना चाहेगा तो उसके एंट्री को गाइड करता है फिलीफॉर्म apparatus. Clear student? This is very important from board point of view as well as the competition point of view. What is the function of filiform apparatus? This is often asked in the examination. Clear? Filiform apparatus का function ये बहुत important है, एग्जाम में पूछा जाता है। ये pollen tube को गाइड करता है स्टूडेंट at the time of its entry inside the ovule during the fertilization. Clear student? So in this way I conclude my lecture on the given topic megasporogenesis and development of embryosac. Student, I hope that you are now able to understand the process of megasporogenesis and the process of development of the embryosac. आप इसका स्क्रीनशॉट आप ले सकते हो। क्लियर? इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। ऑल द डेवलपमेंटल प्रोसेसेस आर गिवन हियर। मैंने ब्रीफ में बहुत सिंपल वे में आपको एक्सप्लेन किया। क्लियर स्टूडेंट? यू कीप ऑन वॉचिंग माय वीडियो ऑन द रेगुलर बेसिस। हम अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन आपको हमेशा देते रहेंगे। यू कीप ऑन एक्वायरिंग द नॉलेज। क्लियर? स्टिक टू द एनसीईआरटी कंटेंट, वर्क वेरी हार्ड to crack the NEET examination as well as the other competitive examination. I am always with you. Clear student? So please like it, share it and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.